Yo guys, what's going on? My name is Avisk. Welcome back to another episode on my channel. And today I'm going to talk about a few updates that will actually come to Loomian Legacy. But furthermore, I will also talk about some update ideas which I think will be very useful for the game. I'm definitely not going to talk about PvP or trading or Route 4 or a new city or Loomians or new items as update ideas, because it's clearly to see that we definitely going to get new items, Loomians. Of course, it makes sense, right? The game wouldn't be complete without any of this stuff. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed today's episode. I will put a lot of effort into it, so please make sure to like and subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, let's start the video. So first of all, guys, I have a very interesting update idea, which is about flying, swimming, cutting things. I'm gonna put this a screenshot right there, probably, if I remember it when I edited. And yeah, that's about using abilities or the Lumi Watch as an, you can use it to remove the shadow wall or whatever that is. And I think you should have a lot more features with that. As an example, in Pokemon you can fly between cities, and I'm pretty sure Loomian Legacy is going to add that as well. Keep that in mind. Flying and swimming, like maybe as like somewhat attacks, I guess. They should be definitely added to the game, because I think that would be very useful, but probably going to be added later. But as you can see right there on the screenshot, there's something on Route 1 which we can't open yet because there's no cutting ability or something like that. And there's actually a red box, and it's very interesting. I'm very curious what there's inside of the box. So yeah, maybe you're going to see that in the future. A cutting ability would be pretty awesome. And that's number one update idea. Pretty much just the swimming abilities and a lot more. Maybe climbing rocks or stuff like that. It would be very nice to see something like that. Alright, and since I was talking about battling, about new attacks as like swimming or flying attack, whatever you want to call it, like attacks that actually have a good or reason to be in the game, because they are very useful also, not in only PvP aspect, because you can actually use them to travel around, and that would be pretty cool. But furthermore, what they should really work on is the PvP system. I mean, not like the system in general, more like the attacking system. Like, the attacks currently look pretty much all the same, and I'm pretty sure they are working on this. That's why this isn't really counting. But what I really hope for is that they're going to add more music, which would be very good. Like, as an example, if you encounter a Dusket right now, which is a legendary, you still have the same basic music as when you encounter a regular Loomian, which is very weird and kind of disappointing. And also, you don't really know when you encounter something special. It's the same with gleaming ones. It's pretty much the same stuff, and I think they should really improve that. So yeah, let's move on to the next one. So since we're just talking about fighting in general, let's talk about the PvP aspects against NPCs. So about the bots, better said. I think they should spice it a little bit up and maybe even give bots or the random people around the map, better said, gleaming Loomians, or maybe even legendary ones, or just rare ones that are pretty difficult to find. So if you fight them, they give you more XP because they're like a special one. As an example, if I would fight this guy right here and he would have a gleaming Twi'lek or whatever it's called, it would be pretty awesome to get more XP from that. And it should be something like random generated maybe, or just a few. I don't know how that really would work. Maybe just a few trainers that have the possibility to have a gleaming Loomian, and it would also make somewhat sense, I would say, because they are also trainers, and I'm pretty sure they will also try to get some gleaming Loomians. It will make sense, right? And to reward that for the player to actually beat them, I think the gleaming Loomian should be a bit stronger, but you will get a higher reward, like a higher XP reward, and even maybe a higher money reward, which would be very cool. But one thing, you shouldn't be able to rebattle that trainer because it would just be way too overpowered. Or they could add it to the trainers that you can rebattle, but with a very low chance that you can only encounter it, I don't know, like once out of 100 times battling him, that he has a gleaming Loomian. So it wouldn't be too overpowered, and it would kind of spice things up with the PvP against random NPCs. Let's move on to the next one, guys. Alright guys, let's move on to the next one. The next one is kind of inspired by Pokemon, as some of you might play the Emerald I think Emerald it's called. Like one of the older versions in Pokemon. I don't know if any new versions have it as well, but anyways, let's just talk about it. It's pretty cool that you can have like custom bases. Like as an example, in Pokemon there was like a big gap sometimes in a rock or something like that, and you could just enter it and pretty much design your own custom base. And I think it would be pretty cool and kind of mix things up, that you would be able to design like an own custom cave or just something for yourself, which you can design however you want. And I mean, they could even monetize that, like with some furniture, and they could charge Robux, and it would make profit for them probably, because it's a very cool aspect in the game if you can like pretty much design and customize everything that you have. And if I'm talking about, since I'm talking about customization right now, I want to add something else. They should probably add like customizations for your Loomians. I'm not talking about changing the color, that would probably ruin the whole aspect of freaking gleaming Loomians. No, I'm talking about maybe hats or other stuff, or maybe even for your character. That it kind of makes the game a bit more, I guess, realistic, or maybe a bit more fun for people to like grind and get some new stuff for the Loomians, and it would be pretty cool in my opinion. By the way guys, if you don't like them, it's just my personal opinion, I'm very sorry. If you have any other ideas, please share them in the comments, and I'll make sure to include them maybe in the next video. Anyways, let's move on guys. Alright, another very cool feature in my opinion would be event battles. Like, at this point probably it's not possible for them to add events, because this game is pretty much just came pretty much out a few days ago, to be exact I think 4 or 5 days ago. But it would be very nice if they would add later on events, just to keep the game very interesting for everybody. And I think it would be very nice to have like rewards, maybe like in-game rewards, ace discs or Loomians that you could get. And it would be pretty nice, like battle events, like a tournament where people can show off their skills and just battle against each other. And it would be very nice to have like a competitive scene in this game maybe, because it would actually make sense to have like actual tournaments, and it would be very cool to see that in the game. And they could realize that by the Loomian Center, I will call it. You go in there, go to your computer, or maybe add another person right there. You can talk to them, and they're gonna bring you to a special like server maybe, and then you can show off your battle skills against others in a tournament, and the winner is going to get something. And I mean, they don't have to do that like constantly, maybe just once per month or once per week. It would be very nice and keep things very interesting, and they just could pretty much swap the rewards for every single battle event. And yeah, that would be very nice. Anyways, let's move on to the next update idea. The next update idea might sound a little bit similar to the first one. It's another event thingy. It's going to be, in my opinion, or it would be very cool to have like an event. Maybe they could even make it paid access. Then you gain access to a specific area where you can actually catch special Loomians. Like as an example, they make a new pass which costs 25 Robux. And with that pass you can enter a new region, like maybe just a short area, like let's say from this part right here to over there, like just this part right here would be totally fine. And you can catch 4 new Loomians, and it would actually make the game very interesting again after a while. And it would be very nice to see something like that. And yeah, it would be pretty cool. Anyways guys, let's move on to the final one, and yeah, then we can pretty much talk about it all again. Alright guys, let's move on to the last and final idea that I have for Loomian Legacy, to maybe keep things interesting in the future. Not right now, but maybe in the future. It would be very nice to see some of this stuff come out. And yeah, the last thing I would really like to see in the game would be gears, like more gear than we have already. As an example, let me show you some of the game passes. Like right there, experience boost, it's pretty much a gear in my opinion. The gleaming charm and the ability charm. And it would be very nice to see something like that. Maybe a fishing rod to like catch water Loomians, or even something else. And maybe they could even add more game passes. As an example, avoid like encounters in grass or something like that, or in specific areas. You can turn that on or off, and it would be pretty nice, because sometimes it's just very annoying when you just walk into the grass and encounter like 10 Loomians, even though the grass is just very small. And yeah, it would be very nice to see all of that. We had some event stuff that would be very cool to see in the game, maybe some new game passes, or even customization features, new fighting animations and new fighting music as an example, which would be very cool to be honest. And just in total, I really hope that they are going to make an epic game out of this. And honestly, I'm very excited for new updates. The PvP update and the trading update is probably being released very soon. Plus Route 4 is then the next one with a new gym probably and a new city. And yeah, maybe even new items. It would be very nice to see some new stuff in the future, and this game is going to be very interesting. I really enjoy this game, and so far it's probably one of my favorite games right now on Roblox. Anyways guys, I really hope you enjoyed today's video. It was a lot of effort to put all of this into one video and think about all of the ideas. And yeah, I would really appreciate that if you could subscribe, like, and also don't forget to leave some comments about ideas or update features you would like to see. And I might make a part 2 and give everybody a shout out that commented some nice ideas which I might like then. Anyways guys, hope you have a nice day, evening or whatever, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.